Hello everyone, welcome to ST Model Cars. In this video, I would like to show you this 1/18 scale Land Rover 90. This is made by Almost Real, and this is the Camel Trophy Edition from 1985 Borneo. It came with this certificates, again right here, Land Rover 90, Camel Trophy Borneo 1985. And it also came with some of the accessories here that I'll show you a little bit later. This is a officially Land Rover 90, so this is not a Defender. This is the transition models between the Land Rover Series 3 and the Defender. So this is the 1985 model year, back then in 1985, the nomenclature Defender hasn't been officially used by Land Rover. So again, this car is just called Land Rover 90. And there are some differences between this car and the the actual Defender that came out a little bit later that are more well known. So first of all, like the Land Rover 90. The door handle, if you see where my pointer is, this is still mimics the Series 3 Land Rovers, right? So it doesn't have the push button door handle, rather than it has this pull model, right? But also the North American spec Defender 90 we're still adopting this door handles, right? But again, for the North American version, when the Defender has the push button, then Land Rover 90 still have this pull handle, right? And also the other difference is that if you look at this aluminum colored trim, on the newer Defender, this actually stops right there where my pointer is, and it doesn't exist underneath the front window here. But in the Land Rover 90, this still mimics the Land Rover Series 3, where they carry over the trim throughout the length of the car. And the reason I bought this version is because its uniqueness, right? Being a not Defender, right? Being a Land Rover 90, I kind of like the uniqueness of it, and maybe a little bit of the rarity of it, right? So I decided to get this versus the Defender version. And I would say Almost Real really sweat the details to properly differentiate the Land Rover 90 from the Defender. Like I mentioned earlier, it came with some accessories. So it came with these two chests here. There's two containers, right? So you can stick this on the roof rack here, okay? And also it came with this 4 jerry cans, and this goes on the back here. There's a spot here on the roof rack. So 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, and it came with this extra skid plate here, similar to what you see here. There's already mounted on the side, right? So it came with some extra skid plates here, and also it came with the steel cable, the one that you see here, and you can screw this hook on the front grille here, right? I don't know if you can see this. There's a hole here where my pointer is, and you can have that steel cable stretch between the top of the A pillar to the grill guard. So when you go off-roading, right, you can push away the branches and all. So that can be installed separately, right? And in the front here, this came with the car already. You have the winch, right? You can actually extend the cable, and you can actually reel it back, using this dial here. So, all right. So that is. Let me try to snap it back here. Okay. All right. So that's the front winch here. Okay. And also, I need to show you. I'm not gonna break the plastic, but behind the certificate here, there's like the stickers. So if you wanna designate this car from a certain country team who are participating, you can always put the decal on the car. So that's pretty cool that they included all that stuff. These two chests came kind of loose, so for this review, I'm just gonna set them aside, just so I don't drop them or anything like that, right? So let's take a closer look at this Land Rover 90. Front end here, you have the grill guard, right, with the mesh over the lights. Like I mentioned earlier, it has the winch, right? Yes, if you can see this is Warn, made by Warn, right? And you have the Land Rover logo here, okay? The headlight itself, there are separate lenses with, you know, they have the pattern to help diffuse the lights, right? And you have the parking light and the turn signal here. Okay, grille is perforated, so you can see, you know, the radiator behind it, right? And on the hood here, you have the shovel, right, to help you unstuck yourself if you ever get stuck. Okay, and you also have the snorkel here, you know, so you get a higher point for the air intake, right? And then you also have the spotlight here on the you know, on the A pillar on the roll cage. So this car has kind of like an exoskeleton, if you see this, right, on the roll cage, and they mount the spotlight there, which is pretty neat. And also on top of the roof, in the front of the roof rack, you have another 4 spotlights, and you have the Camel trophy logo here. Okay, let's open the hood real quick. See what happened. Oh, by the way, yeah, this car also have the spare tires, the extra spare tires mounted on the hood. I love it. It's just give like this really classic Land Rover look. So if you open the hood here, and there's a hood prop here that you can lift. Let me see if I can. There you go. So you can, you know, you can use the hood prop here to support the hood, right? But I'm gonna lower it down for now so I can actually open the hood a little wider. You know, here's the engine detail. Pretty good detail, and it's a see-through engine. As you can see, there's light on the bottom there, so this is not just half engine that is molded, right? This is see all the way through. You know, you got the intake here, you got the fan, right? You got the battery, you know, brake fluid. So yeah, everything seems to be done, you know, very nicely here. And also to hold the hood closed, they give you this magnet here. So if you look at the top of the hood where my pointer is, there's this magnet and there's this piece of metal here. So when you open the hood, it will just snap close and holds it in place. Okay. Here's the sight of the Land Rover 90. This is pretty nicely done here by Almost Real, right? You have the Camel trophy decal here on the door. You have the exposed hinges, which, you know, exactly mimics the real car, right? And then you have the mirror. You have the kind of like the not standard mirror here, right? That kind of goes throughout the height of the window here, give you a better visibility. Okay, and you have the fuel filler cap right here. Okay. Let's take a look underneath the car. Pretty nice detail underneath. You have a really great detailed front suspension. Here's the engine and transmission, as well as a transfer case, and you have the drive shaft that goes to the rear suspension here. You know, full leather frame, and it's detailed quite nicely here by Almost Real, and you also have a separate exhaust with the muffler and a tailpipe here. Okay, so let's take a look at the interior. This is when things get a little tricky, to be honest, because the if you look at the gap of this door, you know, this is really tight. And I have tried to open the door using the plastic pry tool, and it actually broke it and bent it. So I found out the best way to open the door, the front door, is use a Allen key here. So you open the back door. The back door is easily open. You can just pull in the spare tires, and then you pull put the spare Allen key inside here, and you kind of tap on the door a little bit, and it will open, right? So, and I'll do the same as well on the other side. You can kind of see how this is from the inside. Okay, so it's not very elegant way to open the door, but that's the best way I can do this. So this car is left-hand drive. Here's the shot of the interior of this Land Rover 90, right? It's a bit mixture between the newer Defender and the older Series 3. You know, pretty much all black interior in the front here. And I'm sorry, just try to focus the camera. Okay, you got the shifter in the middle here with the 4-wheel drive lever, right? And you have the rubber floor mats. Okay, and then you have the basically like the body colored floor there. And I'm sorry, for some reason this camera is having a hard time to focus. And you got the black door panel, you know, with the door pull here, and then also the manual window crank. Okay. If you look at the roof, there's a dome light there, there's a reading light there, sun visor, and it's fully finished interior, of course. So I'm going to close this door here. Let's take a look at the interior from the driver's side. Again, this is a left-hand drive car. Okay, so here's the interior from the driver's side. You can see the instrument panel, all the warning lights, you know, the turn signal stock here, right? Steering wheels, the 3 pedals, you know, and then even the seat here, if you see, they include the rails for the seat adjustment back and forth. Okay. All right, so that's the interior in the front, and if you look at the interior from the back, you know, it's pretty plain. There's no back seat or anything like that, and you see they put a roll cage in the interior, right? So you got the roll cage there, and so, and here's the kind of like a view of the interior from the outside. So okay, and this is the back view of the Land Rover 90, right? So you have the other spare tire here, you know, the other one being mounted here in the hood, right? Like I showed earlier. So, and here's the main spare tire in the back. You get the taillight, turn signal reflectors, and the fog light here, and they're all separate lenses, and they're done really nicely. One thing I want to show you is, you know, the level of details with this almost real car is that if you look closely at the body, and if you see where my pointer is, they also give you the impression where the rivets are, right? So these are like not really defined, but it's almost like, you know, it's like just like the real car, right? You know, you see like the rivet marks. You know, it's just like vaguely there, but when you see closely, you can see the rivet marks. You know, so that's just another level of details that I really appreciate from Almost Real. Okay, so yeah, if you happen to be a fan of the classic Land Rovers, whether that's the series or the Defenders, or you know, or this you know, this intermediate models, the Land Rover 90, you know, I highly recommend this release from Almost Real, and again, especially if you're a Camel Trophy fan like I am. You know, so I hope you enjoyed the review of this Land Rover 90 Camel Trophy Borneo 1985. Much appreciated if you can like the video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. And you have any comments, questions, or suggestions, feel free to post it in the comment section below. Okay, so I will see you in my next video, and thanks for watching.